You know, we love a good David versus Goliath story, right? Well, today we're diving into a classic one, but it's playing out in the tech world. Imagine a giant, a company so big it's basically part of your daily routine. And then, bam, it makes one little mistake, and suddenly, a local challenger gets a shot at the title. This is the wild story of WhatsApp's unexpected rival, and trust me, it's a perfect example of just how fast things can flip in the digital age. So really, can one single mistake actually take down a tech giant? I mean, this is the question that probably keeps CEOs in Silicon Valley staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m. How does a company that feels completely untouchable, a real behemoth, suddenly show a weak spot? Well, it usually boils down to just one moment, one decision that puts a tiny crack in the armor. And that's all it takes for a new contender to charge right in. Let's see exactly how this went down. All right, first things first, let's set the stage. We got to talk about the reigning champ in the ring, WhatsApp. And look, calling it dominant is a massive understatement. This isn't just another app on your phone. For millions, no, billions of people, it's basically a utility, as essential as flipping on a light switch. Get this, 500 million. That's not a typo. That's how many people use WhatsApp in India alone. To put that into perspective for us here in the States, that is way more than the entire population of the United States. It's just a mind-boggling number, and it really shows you the kind of unbreakable grip this app seemed to have. And yeah, this isn't some startup we're talking about. WhatsApp is one of the crown jewels of Meta, the US tech giant that runs Facebook and Instagram. So the Goliath in our story has the full, immense power of one of the biggest corporations on the planet backing it up. Okay, so every great story needs an underdog, an unexpected challenger. And our challenger comes from the city of Chennai in India. This is where a brand new player was kind of waiting in the wings, just looking for that one perfect moment to jump into the spotlight. And that challenger's name is Aradatai. Now, the name itself tells you a lot about its mission. It's a word from the Tamil language, and it just means a casual chat, a friendly conversation. The whole idea was to create an app that felt super personal, local, and was all about genuine connection. Now, here's the thing you have to understand. Arata wasn't built in some dorm room or a garage. This is the brainchild of Zoho Corporation, which is a massive, multi-billion-dollar Indian tech giant. So this underdog, it's got serious money and serious engineering muscle behind it. And what's really interesting is that it didn't even start as a public app. It was originally just an internal tool for Zoho's own employees to chat with each other. Okay, so the stage is set, right? You've got the dominant world champion on one side and a surprisingly powerful challenger on the other. But a challenger can't do much without an opening. And then, in early 2021, the champion tripped. And that stumble created the absolute perfect opportunity. So this was the moment. January 2021, WhatsApp rolls out this new privacy policy, and it just creates this wave of confusion and, frankly, a lot of concern all over the world. All of a sudden, people were starting to get really nervous about their data being shared with the parent company, Meta. And that kicked off this massive hunt for an alternative, something people felt they could trust. And that feeling was especially strong in India. And the results of all that chaos? Well, it was absolutely explosive. Aratai's daily signups went from just a couple thousand a day to over 350,000. It was like a digital tidal wave, and it hit at the exact perfect moment when an entire nation of users was out there actively looking for a new place to call their messaging home. Let that sink in. 100x surge in traffic, practically overnight. This is literally the kind of viral explosion that startups dream about, and the crazy part is, it was basically handed to them on a silver platter by their biggest competitor. So this brings us to the main event, the head-to-head matchup. Now that Arata has millions of new users flooding in, how does the challenger really stack up against the global champion, WhatsApp? Let's get into it. When you really look at it, this whole thing boils down to a clash of philosophies. On one side, you've got Aratai, and they're leaning hard into their Made in India identity. They're all about storing data locally and having a parent company, Zoho, that's known for being more privacy-focused. And on the other side, you've got WhatsApp, which is pure Silicon Valley. Its parent, Meta, has a business model that's, built on data. But WhatsApp has this incredible ace up its sleeve, the network effect. The simple fact that everyone, and I mean everyone, is already on it. And that is an unbelievably difficult wall to climb. So to even try to compete, Aratai came to the fight with some pretty cool secret weapons. For one, you can start a video meeting with up to 100 people right from inside a chat. No need to mess with Zoom links or anything. It's also got this feature called Pocket, which is like your own personal cloud storage built right into the app. And they promise a totally clean, ad-free experience. Plus, and this is a big one, it was designed from the ground up to work really well on slower networks and less expensive phones, which is a massive selling point in a lot of places. But, and this is a huge but, there's a major catch. This is Adatai's Achilles heel. While their calls are secure, the text messages are not end-to-end encrypted. Now, what does that mean? It means that, unlike WhatsApp, the company could, theoretically, read your messages on their servers. Think about the irony here for a second. The very privacy scare that pushed people away from WhatsApp led millions to an app that actually had weaker privacy for their text messages. It's kind of wild.
All right, so as impressive as this surge was, we need to put it into perspective. We need to zoom out a little because Aratai isn't just in a one-on-one fight with WhatsApp. It's trying to find a tiny bit of breathing room in an incredibly crowded global arena.
I mean, just look at the global market. It is completely dominated by a few massive players. Meta's WhatsApp has almost half of the entire market share. Then you've got giants like WeChat and Telegram, both with just colossal user bases. Trying to break into that exclusive club? It's a monumental task, even when you have a home field advantage. And of course, that kind of explosive growth is great, but it also brings a world of pain. We're talking massive technical headaches. Their servers were pushed to the absolute limit. People trying to sign up were stuck waiting forever for their one-time passwords, their OTPs. And the app itself was just full of bugs and performance issues. I mean, trying to scale that fast is an insane challenge for any engineering team, no matter how good they are. But you know, when you really step back from all the features and the market share numbers, the story of Aratai is about something much bigger. This quote here really gets to the heart of it. It's more than just another app. It's a symbol. It's a symbol of India's growing ambition in the global tech world. And all of this leaves us with one big final question. Was this whole Aratai surge just a flash in the pan? You know, a temporary wave fueled by a competitor's mistake and a bit of national pride that's just going to fade away? Or does this signal the start of something new? A new era where homegrown tech from countries like India can seriously compete on the world stage? It's a huge question. What do you think is next?